folks, thought I'd do an update on Friday's price action and end of the week. So in the end, we came down on Friday, dipped into these old highs, right at the high of this 4-hourly order block, I think it is what you'll find. Yep, the high of the 4-hourly order block. And these things do work, guys. High of the 4-hourly order block. Nice reaction off it. Back up into the other 4-hourly order block. Yeah, so let's just go back here. So into the high of the 4-hourly order block. I didn't get long as it hit it. I would have gotten long if it had hit here, which is the body. Also lines up with these 15-minute and hourly breakers in here. So broken order blocks, got broken. Come back to it. We got reaction out of it, press back down. That was the entry that I took. I'm pretty sure I took that live. I could have gotten the order block on this, which would have been a better entry again. But that's okay. I was happy to get there and stop below the low. And then when I left you, we were right in here. And I was saying I was going to close it. It's right here, I think, on this 5-minute candle. And I stopped the video, I was about to close it, I was sort of just sitting here, and it started just shooting up on the next 5 minutes, on the opening of the next 5-minute candle. So I thought, well, I'll hang on, if it breaks this low, I'll get out. And over the next 15 minutes, it sort of just shot straight up, and I closed it on the close of that 15-minute candle. As soon as that candle closed, I hit, must have been seconds before it closed, right on the top of it. Instead of the 5-minute candle there, it was just as it closed, I just clicked out on it. Partly because of the struggle that it had to get up here, it pressed up, and I just didn't want it to come back. I wanted to go and spend some family time. So, as it works, it would have worked out. It actually came back for a really nice New York session. There was New York news came out at 10:30 at my time, 8:30 New York time. And that triggered really nicely for if you go body to body for an optimal trade entry right into this breaker. 70.5 sweet spot, hits it, almost hits the 79, reacted off it back up to the 161 extension, didn't get the 200 extension. So yeah, so that little trade, I think I got about 20 pips out of it or something. 30, maybe nearly 30 pips. Wasn't too bad, I guess. 25 pips. I did have about a 25 pip stop on it though, so it was only really 1-to-1. Initially targeting 2-to-1, or even a little higher. I had put the targets down to here though, so that would have worked out if I'd held it, but the difficulty it was taking to get there. And then the potential at the time, there was also potential on the hourly, as this is breaking down, for this to be forming a lower high on the hourly chart. So while I wasn't prepared to go short until after we made a lower low and confirmed this lower high, at this stage we've got higher highs coming down for a higher low. Now you could say that we've broken a low here, but the low that I really want to see broken is this one, or now this one, if we're going to be bearish. So that was how that finished. US index ran these old lows over here that I was talking about and returned back inside the range, rallied up. It also just dropped down on, didn't quite run this high, but it rolled over, dropped down, filled this liquidity void into the hourly order block, and I think that's a H4 block as well actually, and bounced out, bounced back up. So we're back inside the range. US index has shown some propensity to potentially form this as a higher low, and it may want to continue back up towards the top end of this range next week. This also may be a lower high, so it could just roll over on the 4-hourly. And this is going to be the sort of judge of where next week's going, whether we get a reaction off this order block potentially, or it rolls over and makes new lows for the week and comes back down to test these area, which is the daily rejection block. Could be refined to these weeks on a 4-hourly basis. You could refine it to that rejection block, which is just the candle bodies. So that's the potential for it to come up a hit here, or it could just gap down and go. It could gap down, fill the gap and go. But are we going to make lower lows and then potentially lower highs back into this old low and continue down here next week? Or are we going to continue back up into the range? Is this going to be a new swing low and a high and back into the range a bit? That will be sort of the tail of tomorrow. Euro bounced around the lows here. Really nice turtle soup setup there. Just running those lows and back up into the range, down, hit this level here perfectly. Could have taken a short from that. Yeah, so you could have taken a short London close in there that lined up with the US index filling its liquidity void. You could have taken a long in here that's probably lines up probably with a optimal trade entry, 61.8 hit here, and almost the 161 as well. So there's potential for sort of, let's say, 20 pip stop, 40 pip take profit. There's a 2 to 1 there. Going into same sort of setup as what we had on pound, back into the range. So for euro, going into next week, we have formed a high at the top of the range, got a lower high and a lower high. So again, there's strong potential for this to return to the bottom of the range, and I think that looks actually stronger on euro than even the rally on cable. So US index still looks like it could drop, but euro really doesn't look that strong to me. I think euro may even go against the US index next week, and we might find that when US index rallies, even if it does drop, anytime it rallies, you might find euro drops harder in relation to the rallies. So this really doesn't look very bullish to me. So I'll probably only be looking for shorts on euro next week. If US index is looking short, I will look to long cable. I think cable looks the stronger pair out of the euro, and we've got a nice uptrend still on the go here. We have wicked into this, but there's order blocks and things to work off here. It could still come down and retest this area and bounce off it again and go. So we need to be careful. It hasn't actually confirmed a high here. Never actually broke this high, so could be a double top type of arrangement here potentially if US index gets strong. You could see a double top, one hit, two hit, the middle of the M comes down, retests, breaks down further. So there is that potential for if this low gives way and this doesn't hold price up, we get a strong breakdown into this order block. It could trigger out of these ones here back up to this level, and you might start seeing some lower highs, lower lows formations coming in next week. So there is that potential. We'll wait and see. But that's how Friday ended. Pretty much in line with what I was looking for, expecting. I didn't actually capitalise off it very well, but I didn't take any losses. I made a small profit, actually made back the 10 pips that I'd lost on the Thursday. Made that back with a little bit extra, so ended up profitable by roughly 15% for the week, so it was a pretty good week. Anyway, there we have it, folks. nothing really clear for next week, I'm afraid, but we've kind of got to gauge it on the open, and I'll be back on Monday to do that and give you my thoughts going into the week. I may not take many trades early. I might be waiting for some sort of confluence of direction before leaping into anything. So I really like the short from this level. Going forward, a lot of shorts on Euro. But we've got to see some continued strength in the US index first. I closed out this Euro pound trade as well. In hindsight, it may have been the wrong thing to do, but I just wanted to be clear over the weekend. So it still looks bearish. Euro pound still looks bearish, which confirms the analysis of the euro being the weaker of euro and pound. So if we're going to look for shorts, if US index is strong, I'll look to short euro. If we're going to look for longs, I'll look for longs on cable. And that's how I'll approach it next week. Okay guys, have a good weekend. Cheers.